Hey everybody, welcome back to reading the Refuge rulebook. We're on chapter 3, we're on chapter 4 combat, is it? We're on the combat chapter, and today we're covering safety concerns. Safety is really important for LARP, especially when you're going contact. Obsidian's a little miffed with me right now, aren't you, girl? Oh, and there goes the purr. Okay, so safety concerns. Safety is a primary concern in all our games. Following these rules is imperative, and ignoring them will result in consequences ranging from warnings, removal of in-game skills, and could result in removal from the game. Body contact. The only sport contact allowed during active combat is by an approved melee weapon fizz wrap. Any other type of fighting contact, such as grabbing someone, hitting, or kicking, is strictly forbidden. Even when gently contacting another friendly or immobilized creature, for example, to pick up a fallen ally, you must obtain consent and indicate your intention with a proper verbal call. You should never actually pick someone up or move an item move them to drag them from the field of battle. Nor should you attempt to make shoulder contact for a skill or healing arts or first aid with a target who is resisting in-game or denies consent out of game. Shield bashing. Shield bashing is the intentional use of a shield to gain physical out-of-game advantage over an opponent and is prohibited. This includes physically pushing or striking an opponent with a shield. Shield bashing is a serious violation of the safety rules. The potential for injury is great. Charging. During combat, you must never come into physical contact with your opponent. If you are crowding your opponent, you are charging. So if you're crowding your opponent enough that they must step back to avoid body contact with you, you are charging. It is possible to fight safely with very short weapons, but you must take special care to not force the other person back physically to avoid contact. If you have moved so close to your opponent that they can reach out with a hand and touch your shoulder or torso, you are probably charging. If you can hit an opponent over their shoulder from the front, you are probably charging. Pinning weapons. Pinning refers to a fighting tactic where you trap your opponent's weapon fizz wrap so that it is unusable. Intentionally trapping the weapon under a weapon or a shield so that it cannot be safely pulled back to swing again. Although pinning weapons is a mainstay of many movies, it is dangerous in combat and such is prohibited. Any weapon or shield shaped in such a way as to trap weapons, whether accidentally or by design, is forbidden. Legal and illegal targets. Legal targets include the entire body except the head, neck, and groin. These locations are illegal targets for both melee gear attacks and packet attacks. The hands from the wrist down are illegal targets for melee gear attacks. You may not intentionally block a hit with an illegal target, such as putting an empty hand up to block a swing and then claiming it hit an illegal target. If you do not have the skill to use a weapon you are carrying it, or if you are presently unable to use a weapon in which you are skilled, you must either immediately drop the weapon or take any damage that hits your weapon. You may not hold more than one weapon in a hand and use those weapons. If you are holding more than one weapon in a hand and one of those weapons is hit, then you must take the damage. This includes shields. You may not hold a weapon in the same hand that you are using to carry a shield and still block with the shield. You may hold other small non-weapon items such as packets, coins, and potions in your weapon or shield hand and utilize that weapon or shield normally. This must be done safely. You may not hold anything in combat that is not combat safe. Set aside unsafe, broken, or fragile objects immediately, calling a pause game if needed. I'm going to throw in the next section here. Reasonable accommodations. Refuge is committed to supporting reasonable accommodations for disabilities such as limb number or use, colorblindness, stuttering, or movement speed. If a player requires accommodations, speaking with a representative of the chapter to create personalized accommodation is recommended, such as, but hardly limited to, allowing unique weapon wielding methods and allowing walking when running is stipulated. If a player feels reasonable accommodations are not being made, they can be escalated to the Refuge DEI community through their email. So yeah, all very important safety concerns. You gotta you just got to follow the rules and be safe. And that's really all I have to say about that.